Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. I just had to yell at my little wiener dog to go lay down so that I could do this, and here comes another one. I wanted to sit down because I am tired and it's been a long week, and they don't understand. So basically, we're doing the Diamond Light Vortex tonight. And the Diamond Light Vortex is something that we're going to use in every one of our activations and meditations. It is something that is similar to the Vortex that I've used before, but it's different in its structure, it's different in its energy. So basically, we're going to be opening the Vortex, and you're going to have homework for this. So the Diamond Light Vortex originates from the core of the central sun, Alcyone, the brightest star of the Pleiades. And when we open it, you're going to say certain things to open it. So I want you to come up with what it is that you want to say when you're opening the Vortex. So for me, I probably say it a certain way, just like when you've heard me open the other Vortex in past videos, I'm always like, I now blah, 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 and I call on the emissaries of light and this and that and all these other things. You want to call on your guides, your I am presence. If you're somebody that does like Reiki and you have a Gasho prayer, you could do some of the words that you say from your Gasho prayer. You could do whatever feels comfortable for you. I will read to you the little part that I have about opening the Vortex. But 90% of this is by visualization and intention. So as long as you're visualizing and intending, you're good. So basically, you're going to imagine the light of Alcyone within your mind's eye and create this vortex that looks like this. So we have 3 diamonds here, and they go down into the core of Earth, and they start in the heart. They start in the center of Alcyone, and you're going to create a big one up top, right underneath Alcyone. And this houses your soul energy, your I am presence energy, your multi-dimensional selves. And then you're going to create the second one that comes down and goes around your physical body. And then you're going to create one that's inside the earth. So this is like Earth's surface here. And this is Earth's core. So you'd be standing here. You're going to create the second one around you, like encompassing you, creating a sacred space of protection. And then you create the third one underneath you that goes right down into the Earth's core. So you're connected to all there is above and all there is below, connected to Alcyone's light, which is Alcyone light healing. And then we open a pillar of light from the center of Alcyone straight down through all of these little diamond light structures and right down into the core of Earth, okay? And when you go down through here, it's going to go right through your crown, through your spine, all the way down into the earth through you, okay? So there is a page here that talks about the visualization. You guys can go ahead and read that and then, write up what you want to say in conjunction to it. Instead of me reading all of this to you, I'm going to have you guys read that part, and then I'll read to you I'm going to read to you what the 3 diamonds are. So the top diamond houses your soul source energy and connects to your multi-dimensional selves. This will enable and assist you in remembering and retrieving memories from past lives and current lives that are coexisting now, as well as accessing other soul information to assist in their transformation and healing work. So basically, like I had talked about a little bit in the last video, you have multi-dimensional versions of yourself, you have past lives, you have this life, so this houses all of that information up there. Then we have the second diamond underneath, which houses you and keeps you engaged and engulfed within the sacred divine light of Alcyone, as well as the love and grounding support of Gaia, because it connects to above and below, right? It connects to the top diamond and the bottom diamond. Then the third diamond connects to the earth and to the core of Gaia, the heart center. This is to assist in deepening your connection to the earth, staying grounded during your sacred work, and acts as your stability while performing sacred healing sessions and activations on yourself and others. All 3 work together to anchor higher vibrations and to keep you safe from external interference, as well as bringing about transmutation to anything that arises within the vortex that should not be there. So whenever we open this vortex, you're gonna, intend that the first one opens and then it goes down and it crosses above you. The second one opens out around you on each side and then it crosses down below you. And then the third one is deep in the earth, and that's gonna go right down into the heart center of Gaia. Then you're gonna speed up those channels of light, and they're gonna go vroom, vroom, vroom. And you're going to speed it up to just under the speed of light for transmutation. So that way, anything that's outside of the vortex that shouldn't come in cannot come in. And anything that's inside of the vortex that should not be there, like say you're working on somebody that has an attachment, or you are working on somebody that has a cord, it's going to take that energy and transmute it out of the vortex. So basically, this is the part that's your homework. Now, we're setting our intention. So this is how we open the vortex, is by closing our eyes and visualizing, but saying something specific. And I want you guys to come up with the way that you want to say it. So for me, I'm going to say, I now intend to open the diamond light vortex from the light of Alcyone, our great central sun. I call on the masters of light, the Pleiadian emissaries of light, my guides, and my own I am presence to assist me in grounding this vortex. I connect to Alcyone, and I create the first diamond, which allows me to connect with my I am presence easily and effortlessly. I create the second diamond, which surrounds me and protects me, and the third diamond, which connects to the heart of Mother Earth and grounds me. I ask that the energy and frequency be sped up to just under the speed of light for transmutation. Anything inside of or outside of this diamond light vortex that is not in alignment or vibration with love will be transmuted out to its appropriate levels for transmutation. Then we call on the pillar of light. I intend now that a pillar of light descends down the center of the vortex from Alcyone and into my crown. I breathe the light of Alcyone down my spine, awakening and opening all the chakras, radiating out beautiful beams of light and vibrations throughout my body while cleansing my aura. I then send this pillar of light down into the earth and into the heart space of Gaia, and I anchor my light for its highest potential and transformational powers. I am now connected to all there is above and all there is below. And it's always good to anchor your light. It's always good to be grounded, because grounded energy is much stronger than energy that's just like all wavy-davy and doesn't have anywhere to go. So when you're grounded and you're centered, you're going to be more powerful than if you're just kind of like doing whatever, okay? So that's why it's important to ground your vortex, to ground yourself, and to be centered when you're doing any of your spiritual work. So I, again, want you guys to come up with how you're going to say this for each of your activations and your meditations, and when you're giving healings to other people. I want you to have a way of wording it. It can be as simple as, I now open the diamond light vortex, and I intend to open all three of the diamond-like structures around me, supporting me, grounding me. I ask that my masters of light, my emissaries of light, assist me. I connect with my I am presence, and I open a pillar of light down the center, through my crown, through my spine, all the way down into the heart center of Earth. However you want to word it is fine. It can be very simple, or it can be more in depth. I just want you to be comfortable with saying it, and remember, you'll have time to do this. We're going to have months and months of repetition, so I'll probably come up with my own little way of saying it that's different than what's in the book as we progress, and I'll probably continuously say it, so you guys can always adopt what I say as well. I know it's like sometimes when you hear something so many times, it's just easier to say what you've heard be repeated like 1,000 times. So feel free to say it however you want, but I do want you to work on coming up with that for this week's homework. And somebody in the group was reading this page that I was just telling you guys you can read to, help you to further with your intention. And she was reading this page about how to open the diamond light vortex. All of the lights in her house started flickering, so it is pretty powerful energy. I would be interested to see what happens when you guys are setting this intention to open your vortex. Practice opening the vortex, and then practice closing the vortex, and see if you can feel a difference in the energy. So when you open it, you should feel like the speeding energy going around, and then when you close it, you should be able to feel it, a shift in the energy around you. All right, so Also, closing the diamond vortex. Now, if you're in your own space, you don't have to worry about closing the vortex. If you're in a place that you're going to be working out a lot, you don't have to worry about closing it. But if you're somewhere that you're not going to be returning to, or if you're doing it long distance, you're going to want to say, you know, I now intend to close my vortex. I now intend to shut down my pillar of light and close the 3 diamonds of my vortex. I intend all this energy is returned to my heart space for alignment and healing. I ask that this light and frequency remains with me until it is no longer needed. And you can also bring the vortex with you places. I now intend to harness this vortex with me wherever I go and in each place I connect to. I ask this vortex to stay with me, working at its fullest potential until I no longer need it or decide to close it down. And you can set that intention so that until it's no longer needed when you open the vortex. That way you don't ever have to worry about closing it. So you can put that into your wording as well. So when you open your vortex, you can say, I intend that this vortex remain with me or remains open until it's no longer needed, and then its energy closes and returns to me. That way you don't have to think about, oh shit, did I close my vortex or not? You can just know that when it's done doing its thing, it comes back to you, and you don't have to set the intention to close it down later. And then opening it for others on a long distance basis, you can have the same intentions and visualizations as opening it for yourself, but you would basically state, I now open this vortex for whoever you're opening it for, or the place that you're opening it for, because you can open it for land, you can open it for certain places, you can open it for, you know, tragedies that are happening, and you say, and continue with the regular process of opening, and then be sure to include at the closing of your intention, I leave this vortex up and running until it is no longer needed or necessary to be up, and I intend that this energy returns to me at that time. Again, putting that in there eliminates you having to worry about it later on. And then congratulations, you've completed opening and closing the diamond light vortex. It's pretty simple, it's pretty easy to do, and it's, you know, simple enough for you guys to open and close. And that's basically what I want you to work on. There is an activation for this, but I'm going to do that tomorrow night because I got to get up tomorrow and go to a wedding. So I'm going to come home tomorrow night and make a short little video about why we're going to be doing the vortex activation, and then it will be your choice if you want to do the activation or not, okay? So there'll be a little link in tomorrow's video for people who want to take the activation. But tonight I just want you guys to practice opening and closing the vortex and coming up with your own way of wording it, okay? So I'll do like a quick little one right now where I'm just gonna go off the fly and say whatever feels appropriate to say, and you guys can be there with me, all right? So, I now connect to the light of Alcyone, our great central sun, and I intend to open the first energies and frequencies for the diamond light. I ask that this big diamond be opened to encompass all of my soul's energy. I now ask that that energy beam down to the second piece of my vortex, the second pillar and the pieces of light, opening around me and encompassing me, protecting me, creating a diamond-like shape. And I intend that this energy goes down into the earth to connect and to ground, all the way down into the heart center, creating the third diamond-like structure. I now speed this energy up with these channels of light flowing up and down around me on all sides until at the speed of light for transmutation and protection. I now ask that a beam of light shoot down through the center of this vortex, down into my crown, into my spine, all the way down into the earth, all the way into her heart center, connecting me with all there is above and all there is below, protecting me on all sides, encompassing me in the light of Alcyone light healing. And I intend that this vortex send its energy and frequency out to all who are in need of its light tonight. And I set this energy to stay running until it is no longer needed, and I ask that all of its energy be returned to me at that time, to my heart center. And it can be as simple as that, okay, guys? You don't have to make it be a big drawn out thing. If you forget to say something, don't worry about it. If you want to be like, oh, I messed up, and do it over, you can. That's my first time like officially opening it like on for other people. So let me know how you guys feel with that, and if you guys like that, if you know, you can feel the intention coming through, if you feel a shift in the energy while you open it and while you close it, okay? So it should feel different. For me, I felt a difference, but I'm opening it and closing it, so it's my intention. But for you, you should be aware of your energy, and you should feel a shift around you. Like everything feels brighter right now. Everything feels different right now. And I did intend to leave it open until it's no longer needed. So who knows when that will be, because I sent it out to everybody. So we'll see what happens. But thank you very much. That is your homework, is to come up with that. And I did let you guys know that there is the the quiz here, the clear quiz in this part of our work, and that is on the page that has this Sri Yantra. The Sri Yantra, something else happened in the group. So when I was making the manual, the Emissaries of Light asked me to include those as like daily practices. So that's something else you guys are welcome to do, where you basically just sit with this, and I want you to stare at it and then meditate, okay? So just while you're staring into the center here, meditate and breathe. And while you're doing that, I want you to focus at the base of your spine and be aware of any sensations or movements, and allow that energy to climb the spine in a figure 8, and be receptive and open to whatever arises within and around you, okay? So while that's happening, be aware. And then I want you to journal any experiences that you have while meditating on this. But what I found interesting is that someone in the group went somewhere recently, and she found this big huge cloth that has this on there, and she was guided to buy it and had no reason to buy it. She had no idea what it was. And then when she opened the manual, she saw that in the manual there it was, the same exact thing. So that's why I like having the group, because we get confirmation like that, and it shows me that the guides are guiding you guys as well. So you'll get cool, very confirmations and synchronistic things like that happening. But this basically is going to connect you with the cosmos, and it's going to connect you with the earth. It's going to help you with your meditative practices. And they put this in here for level 1, and level 1 is our root chakra. So it's also our Kundalini energy. It's going to help you with awakening that type of stuff, okay? So just as a daily practice, if you want to start now, you can go ahead and start meditating for like 5 minutes a day, just looking at this and meditating with it, okay? And if you want to, you can do the clear quiz, okay? So the clear quiz starts right underneath this. That is going to help you to figure out which one of your gifts is the most predominant. And we're going to do activations and meditations to strengthen your gifts later in level 1. But I want you guys to start figuring that stuff out now. And while you're taking the quiz, it has A, B, C, D, E. You can always put down, like, this is my strongest first thing. This is my second, less strongest thing that I notice about things, because it's basically how you are in the world. So the first question is, when watching a movie, what do you typically pay attention to, or do you know what's going to happen next? Do you notice the scenery, the colors, the costumes and makeup? Do you feel the emotions of the characters on screen? Or do you imagine the scent or the taste of the items on screen? Or do you love the sounds and the music that are playing on each screen? And so you can number these things like, I know what's going to happen next as number 1, and I feel the emotions as number 2, and I, imagine the scent or taste as number 3. If you do it that way, you can figure out which one of these things is the strongest for you. And then if you have a bunch of similar things happening throughout here, you can figure out which one of your gifts is the strongest. So basically, anybody who answers all A, you're going to be somebody that's clear cognizant. Like if A is your first thing on all of these questions, then you're clear cognizance. If seeing, if you answer all B, that's clear seeing, that's clairvoyance. So that's a gift of seeing. And C is clairsentience, and that's feeling. So if a lot of people are clear feelers or clear seers or clear knowers. Those are the strongest ones. I want you to figure out which one of those is your strongest, and then we're going to use that to strengthen the others, okay? So if you want to take that quiz, make sure you answer more than one, but also figure out which one is the most predominant. Which one did you answer the most of, the most recent, or the most often, okay? And then go from there. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I feel like I'm messing up the way I'm saying it, but basically you should be able to figure out how to do that and be able to figure out which one is your most predominant gift, then your second gift, and your third gift, and so on and so forth. And then we'll talk about strengthening your gifts and things like that. But like I said, I wanted to keep these short and simple, so practice opening your vortex and closing your vortex, and I will see you tomorrow night to do the activation, and then I will talk to you more again about what we'll be doing next in Munay. Namaste.